There was a big scare last week at the Polynesian Resort. We're going to fill you in on all that happened there. There's a Haunted Mansion bar finally announced for the Disney Treasure. We got to talk about that. More Christmas and so much more tonight on ParksCenter. Welcome to ParksCenter for October 29th, 2023. I'm your host, Rob Whiteside. Thank you guys, as always, for being with us. We appreciate you. Of course, business out of the way. And please subscribe to this channel, WDWNT TV, for more great content, and also give us a thumbs up as it helps people to find us. We'll be chatting along tonight with you in the chat, so make sure to be there. And if you super chat, well, we don't hate that either. Tonight's panel is illustrious, to say the least, starting with Mr. Patrick Hackett. Have I not? What are we doing?
I don't... Maybe he's a mime for Halloween.
Oh.
I'm here. I was frozen. I had no idea what was going on. I hit refresh as soon as I figured it out.
You do love Frozen. Allie from Disneyland. How are you, Allie?
Good. I don't know how to follow that.
I don't either. I can't. Nobody can. And of course, dressed like candy in the bottom corner, it's Stephanie. How are you?
Boo to you and you and you and you. Happy Halloween. Sivaco!
You know what? Yeah, I was going to say, you're in the Sivaco spot. Why not? Last year, I was just reminding them that, like, Stephanie and Kamila were both wearing that same sweatshirt, and Patrick and I went and changed so we would match too. It was adorable. Go back and check it out. I'm sorry if you missed it. Thank you guys again for being with us tonight. We're always excited to go through and talk about the latest Disney news. We'll give you the headline. We'll talk a little bit about it, and at the end, we'll all be richer for it. Let's start first about this Polynesian scare that happened. It was interesting. I saw this come up immediately. I was just like, what in the world is happening? Because the Polynesian is my home resort, Patrick. I worry when things happen at my home resort, but it looks like
some pay for it in some way. That's how I feel. Yeah.
They couldn't possibly. And let's just stress first: everyone was okay. That's the important part to remember, is everyone was okay. But they had Reedy Creek Fire Department, do we still call them that, evacuate the Disney Polynesian with a chemical scare. No injuries reported. Basically, it looks like someone was mixing two things they shouldn't have been mixing. But Patrick, how does this happen? Like, why are those two things in the kitchen in the first place?
That's real easy. That's a real easy thing to happen. Anyone who's worked where you have industrial cleaner, there is always that chance that you could mix two things you're not supposed to. And it gets dangerous, and it gets dangerous real quick. I'm glad everyone was okay. Hopefully we take better precautions moving forward. But yeah, my guess is like bleach and ammonia or something. Although they probably shouldn't be doing that in the kitchen. Maybe they were deep cleaning the kitchen. Because it wasn't like during... No, it was during meal service. Like, it was during breakfast time.
Almost exactly as you said, bleach and pneumonia, or ammonia. David, it is in chat and said bleach plus ammonia. Well, yeah. That's great. Let's just keep those things separated from each other. Yeah, Stephanie, when you heard about this, what was the first concern that you had about it?
Well, I know it's Halloween and people are making their potions and concoctions, but not to do this. This is not a good one to make. Like you said, Patrick, the ammonia plus bleach produces a toxic gas that can cause coughing and shortness of breath and sometimes chest pain. But it's found in Windex too. Ammonia is found in Windex. It could have been bleach plus vinegar. So basically bleach plus anything. Just try to not mix anything with bleach. Except for maybe water.
Yeah. Okay. This is where the part of the show that when we have Allie on, she goes, "Well, we don't have this stuff at Disneyland. This doesn't happen at Disneyland." What? So I mean,
fake Hawaiian hotels.
Wow! Wow!
Oh goodness, going hard.
Sorry, my other half has jaded me. No, I saw it happening unfold as a reporter was there, and it was like, this is wild. Like, obviously glad everybody's fine, but for everybody to have to, like, leave the hotel, that's crazy. And feels like something we should probably be a little more on top of, but...
Yeah. And again, thank goodness everybody was okay. But the first thing when I mentioned this to my wife, she said, "Well, did they give them anything?" I don't think they did. I don't think they said, "Hey, I'm sorry for kicking you out for a couple hours or freaking you out. Here's a gift card to Boutique." I don't know that they did that. They should, but you know,
They should,
we've talked
yeah.
about that before. They shut down half
Yeah.
of Grand Floridian, the most prestigious hotel they have there, and then went. It's still full price. You're fine. Yeah. So things like that happen. Let's move on. You know, whenever I think the word bar, is it okay that I immediately I love the
Me?
fact that both Patrick and Allie went, is it me? Is it me?
It's me.
Yes. It is you, Allie. Absolutely, it is you. So when you heard there was a Haunted
Yay.
Mansion bar coming to the Disney Treasure, did you go, when can I get my tickets?
I actually did. I saw that. Oh, Bimex. I actually saw that and I was like, this might be enough to get me on a cruise finally. Like I've always wanted to do the
Oh,
cruise, but this looks amazing. The drinks look really, really good. That looks so cool. I think I'm gonna have to book it. I want to do it. It's gonna happen. I'm excited.
Okay. And the other person I think about, of course, is Patrick. And Patrick, your thoughts, sir?
Oh my God, this bar is so exciting. It's so great. The one thing is, how do you do a signature drink and just call it signature drink? Come on now, Imagineers. My one issue is that by far, as great as I've heard the experience is, a Disney cruise outpaces so many other cruises in terms of cost, and I just don't think I could do it. With the little one, and I don't know how much I'd be dropping in that bar. It's just not quite there. The treasure, man, the treasure is expensive. My goodness.
Well, and it's funny to me. I can imagine you on this trip with your family, and you would say, "I'm going to the like we know the bar." That's exactly where you're going. But you know what? This was a rumor. This was coming, and then they had this. I don't know if y'all watched the video that announced the treasure. It was even too cringy for me. That's how bad it was. And so on the video though, they're like, and this new lounge experience, the Jungle Cruise, and I'm like looking around, going, wait, didn't we say there was going to be a Haunted Mansion one? Then they come out
Yeah.
and they announce the Haunted Mansion one, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Stephanie, thoughts on this one?
yeah, it looks awesome. I really like the merch too that's coming out of that. I mean, what bars have their merch besides the tiki mugs, you know? So that's pretty cool. The clock, I would totally get that clock. That looks awesome. I would love to see a version of this, maybe like I said, maybe a Fantasyland expansion back behind the Haunted Mansion around the rivers of America. Let's do a table service. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. We were talking, we did a review of the Haunted Mansion movie, and we were talking about it, and I brought up the idea that I had heard before that Columbia Harbor House could at one point have been considered for a Haunted Mansion restaurant. And so now we have this, Josh announced that they're doing that, the Pirates themed one, which would be cool. It seems like that if this works on the Disney ship, it would be great to have in the parks as well. At this point, we've already broken that whole we're gonna be a dry park. We're not doing that anymore. So we might as well have these kind of experiences,
Yeah.
so everybody can have fun. And Allie has more reason to come to Florida and go, I wish we had that. But
Does she?
but yeah, but Allie, don't you do you look at the first thing I thought about with something like this feels like Trader Sam's. Was that like, do you feel like what started all of this was Trader Sam's?
I don't know if Trader Sam started all of it, but yeah, definitely the tiki mug that they're gonna have. Hopefully it's glass and not plastic. It looks a little plastic to me, but I think that kind of paved the way for all of these themed bars, and people are willing to pay a premium to do these things and go to these bars because I'm sure this is not going to be cheap, but it looks really, really good, and I hope it's worth it.
What makes you think it won't be cost effective? I'm kidding. Let's move on. Disney After Dark, Disney After Hours events. And Patrick, we were talking about this a little bit before we started. I was like, "Oh, you're going to go to this?" And he's like, "Oh man, of course. I love throwing money at Disney." The Disney After Hours event is like if you've never been, it's like being there during the day, only it's mostly empty and you pay twice as much to be there.
It used to be free. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Gather round, children. Let me tell you about a thing called extra magic hours, where you used to get a time for hotel guests only. And I remember one time, I swear it could be apocryphal, but the Magic Kingdom was open at like 4:00 in the morning on one of these EMH nights. It was amazing. And now they've realized that we've had it good for too long as Disney people, and we need to pay more and more and more.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the same thing as a hard ticketed event like Mickey's Not So Scary or Mickey's Very Merry, where you go in and you have a separate ticket and you go around and you try to make up how much your ticket cost in popcorn and drinks. That's what I do anyway, is to just make sure, like, okay, do you need 3 more Cokes? Because I had 4, but we still need to have 12 before we leave. Yeah, the ice cream too. And again, it's nice. It says in the notes it's complimentary. Sure it is. So this says that it's returning, because I think it hasn't been available at the Magic Kingdom in a little bit, but it's returning to 3 of the parks, which I thought, okay, that's cool. Then Tron will be available for standby queue at the after hours, which Stephanie, doesn't this feel like it should be part of any hard ticketed event, that you shouldn't, if you buy into the event, you should automatically get to go? But what they've had for Mickey's Not So Scary and the Christmas Party is you still have to do virtual queue. Like, this is a long time coming.
This is ridiculous. When we went to the first Mickey's Not So Scary, there were literally people, cast members standing in that walkway, barricading with their bodies and saying, no, if you don't have a wristband, you can't come through. Do you have a virtual queue? You have a wristband first, and then you have to have the virtual queue time. And I'm like, come on, we just want to walk up and look at it. If can't even walk up there. So that was ridiculous. I love the after hours events. I do a lot of them. My kids, what we do is we're not early risers, so we like to sleep in, maybe have a pool day at the hotel, and then we go to the after hours events and stay up till midnight or 1 a.m. So, that's really fun. Just don't make an early dining reservation the next morning. But yes, you can bring a little soft cooler and put a bunch of ice cream things in there. These are hacks, y'all. This is great.
Wait,
and then
can you
take
do
the
that,
ice
really?
cream with- Yes, you can. It's unlimited, so you just get as much as you want.
Okay. All right.
You're going to pay today, Disney.
Exactly.
$100 of ice cream later.
Anybody steps into my home, would you like a Mickey Premium Bar? That's all I have in my freezer. I'm sorry, that's all I have. I had to get my money's worth. It was 155, and it's like 155 to 175, depends on the park, depends on, Uber surge pricing. I don't know, it's a thing. But here's the other thing that came out, which we talked about on the blog, is Disney Enchantment returning to Magic Kingdom early next year. And of course, anybody who is watching this or is on this panel is like, oh, happily, we just got it back. What are you doing? And then you go and you read the fine print, and the fine print says exclusively at Disney after hours events. Oh, okay. Phew. Okay. So happily still going to be there, but they're going to plug in the enchantment for the people after hours. So here's the thing about that is I love that they're like, okay, we already have this, like, we've got this, like, settings. We can go ahead and play this separately so that you get to see something different. But Allie, isn't this like your sort of, as much as, and I didn't hate Enchantment, but I don't think you loved it. Didn't this feel like maybe we're punishing the people after hours?
Yeah, this is a weird one to me. Like, I saw this and I'm like, everybody wanted happily. So why would you pay more money to go to this to not get the show that you want? So that's a little confusing to me, but
yeah.
I'm
kidding, because again, this is a nice thing that they're doing, is they're adding a different show if you're doing that. But it does seem like you take they should have just kept Enchantment going, and then hard ticket. If you want to see. Yeah, if you want to see happily, you go to this hard ticket event. Now you've added an extreme value.
Them ideas.
Yeah, don't put that in the universe.
What?
I don't want to happily ever after behind a paywall. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
well, I mean,
I realized that EA Sports was now running. If you buy the happily ever after package, microtransactions in the parks.
Well, pay to play, baby. Pay to play. Okay, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
You definitely get your money's worth though in the Magic Kingdom whenever you have the fireworks, because none of the other parks are doing that. You don't have a special,
Yeah.
fireworks show or something. So we went to the one at Epcot in August, and it was great, but they don't have the World Showcase open. So you're just doing, you're running back and forth, and you get your money's worth more in Magic Kingdom for sure.
Yeah, no, agree. I do like that it's a special fireworks planned separate from what you would get in the day. But again, it does seem funny that this is the one that they put up there.
$400 Reflections of Earth comes back.
Yes.
The heart ticket event.
No.
I tell you what, I would pay a lot for a paint the night party. I would do that. That would be a neat one to see.
Yeah.
Let's move on though to drones. Drones could be coming to the shows here stateside. We don't really have those now. We've seen the wonderful Marvel show that they have over in Paris, and the drones that they did for like for the 30th at Disneyland Paris. So we're hearing that there's more to come with live entertainment, and Steve Davison, who left a D out of his name for some reason, teases more drone shows coming to Disney parks, which I mean, that's exciting. At the same time, before I kind of go around the horn on this one, Epcot is testing new luminous fireworks overnight in November, because December 5th is when this thing opens officially. But to my knowledge, it's not going to have drones. I remember going to Disney Springs that one year that they had a drone show.
I just want to say that, yeah.
Yeah, well, talk about that then. I'll let you talk about it. You're pretty.
I remember that was like a big deal. We had that drone show. It wasn't that long in Disney Springs. Remember the Disney Dragon? That was a thing that flew once that I'm pretty sure was a drone.
Yep.
I feel like adding drones is cool. I also feel like it's kind of a cheat code, although they are doing a lot of programming. And Disneyland Paris looks amazing. I do worry with fireworks and drones that we're one stray shell away from disaster, both in show and safety, violating two keys at once.
Okay. So again, like, it seems like drones would be an easy thing to do at, I don't know, the place where we keep saying we can't do fireworks, which would be Animal Kingdom. And the same thing where you don't have a lot of space over at DCA. Now, Disney's California Adventure already has World of Color, so it has the fountains and something else going on. But again, I think Animal Kingdom would be a great place for this to happen. But it was 2016, by the way, Patrick. I looked it up when they did that drone show at Disney Springs. And so, yeah, at that time, though, I thought, here we go. Disney's going to do drones in everything. Nope. Allie, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think we should implement it. I mean, the drone show in Paris for Avengers Campus looked amazing, so that'd be a cool add to DCA, and especially at Disneyland on the days where we can't do the fireworks because of the wind, which is quite often. Like, that might be a cool substitute. Like, okay, we can't do the pyro, but hey, we'll do some drones with the music and everything else that we do. I feel like that'd be a nice little add-on for us. And I'm totally with you on Animal Kingdom. Like, let's get the drones to Animal Kingdom. Something there at night.
Yeah, the thing that I don't understand, though, is if it's too windy for fireworks, why would it not be too windy for drones?
Because the fireworks will take flight and set Anaheim on fire, and drones won't.
I don't know if you've heard, Rob, but California is quite combustible.
Burns. Yeah. We burn. It was really windy today. I was like, something's going to start on fire. Like, this is, like, giving me those vibes.
I'm picturing one of those drones, like, falling off a cliff and exploding like Kristoff's sled. You know, at the, just, whoosh, and it's, you know, it's all done. But, Patrick, have we heard, I don't think that there's going to be drones in Luminous, right? Have you heard anything about that?
So.
Like,
no, I haven't heard anything. I mean, I'm sure we'll have videos soon. It's testing.
Yeah, no kites, no drones, no. Yeah.
I would like a moratorium on kites in Disney shows. Like, let's just be done with it.
Agree.
Yeah, we're done. We tried that. We're done.
We've tried. It's failed. It's just stop.
You guys are no fun. I mean, like, everybody loves a good kite. Come on. Okay, all right. All right, so let's move on to some Epcot updates, because there was a bunch of them. I threw them all in one basket, and I'm going to let you guys cherry pick all this. But it was really funny. Patrick, I'm gonna blow you up on this one. he was saying, wait, there was a splash pad in Epcot. I'm like, how did you miss that there was a splash pad there? But anyway, World Discovery liquid layer splash pad is under refurbishment, and then also they've added a Moana, or a Journey of Water inspired by Moana kiosk, so that there's a place for you to be inspired to buy merch. And then, of course, we still have Communicore Hall is under construction, and it's taken forever. There's trees removed because we have to report when there are trees removed. But this is interesting. They're moving these walls in. It's like they're closing in slowly. Are they trying to surprise us, Stephanie? And like they're like, maybe the walls will disappear and they'll go, what walls? We don't know. But again, I mean, construction for Epcot has been there forever. There was a chat I was looking at today where they were talking about how in 1 year how Epic Universe has gone from the dirt pit that it was to where it is now. And part of the problem is they've been operating inside the middle of this park, but I still don't think they didn't have to blow the whole thing up. But I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore, Stephanie. Talk to me about what you're excited about here.
I don't know. I mean, maybe the guys that were supposed to be working on Epcot got better pay over at Universal, and that's why they've been delayed. I don't know. No,
Wow.
I like the floor. Let's go with the floor, Zach Ridley. Let's look at the floor that they announced. Right. Anything that has, echoes of Spaceship Earth. Very cool. I don't really see it, but I mean, yeah, that looks great.
But it said so in the headline, and you believe it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't see it either. I thought I was losing it. Do you know how long I spent looking at that article? And like, what am I missing? I'm like making it bigger on my phone. I'm like, I don't see it. And I know Zach Ridley loves him some floor, so
Yeah.
I have a small problem that's a bigger problem with this is the Moana merchandise, and I think we're going to talk about it a little bit later on too. The Moana merchandise is not for the attraction. It's just generic Moana merchandise. When new attractions open, I always want something to commemorate the first time I went through. And it's just like, why are we not trying harder with our merch? Give people stuff they want to buy. I feel like they're really less resting on their laurels, and especially because that was like Chapek's thing, wasn't it? He was supposed to be the merch t-shirt guy. And it just seems like under his watch and continuing under old Bob, new Bob, it's just the merch is straight trash.
How do you really feel there, buddy? The merch is straight trash. The thing that gets me about this, though, is it's the same thing as they did in Toy Story Land, right? They made a land, and shockingly, they didn't have an exit shop. And I'm like, wait a minute, are you Disney? You're not Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, like that was always the joke, was every attraction exits through a gift shop. And they had those little preschool, like the camper and the things like that. But yeah, I mean, this was very weird to me that it was, they hadn't thought about that. They thought about a meet and greet space, and they thought about, the rest of it, but they didn't think about some kind of a permanent little structure to have for merch. But to your point, there is only one thing that I know of that is specific to Journey of Water inspired by Moana, which was a pin that came out for it, which was baby Moana, which was weird too. I don't know. One other thing to talk about before we move on from this topic is, as far as Epcot goes, is they announced Festival of the Arts is coming. So there's an official date for Festival of the Arts. It will begin January 12th, 2024. Allie, do you have your airfare already booked?
No, I'm leaving on the 7th to come back here to do the races here that weekend. So no, I will not be there for Festival of the Arts. And it makes me sad because that's the best festival. But
Yes.
happy it's coming back.
I mean,
Maybe one day.
It kind of is the best festival. Let's talk about the things that are happening, because Patrick loves this. He loves hearing about things that are in Disneyland that he can't go to, and he really loves hearing about stuff that's happening overseas that he can't have. Before we talk about the worlds, though, I did want to talk about this at Tokyo. They have the weirdest flavors of popcorn, and they have pistachio-flavored popcorn. We can't even hold on to buffalo flavored popcorn, and they're going pistachio over there. So that's kind of crazy. Also, they have this a priority pass is required to meet Mickey on his birthday at Tokyo Disney Resort. Okay, that's weird. Patrick, I think you still have those caveats in your rider too, right? If people want to meet you on your birthday, they have to pay extra or something like that. I can't.
Oh, muted.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hey.
Hi. Hey, Patrick. How are you? Good
Man,
to see
I
you,
am
buddy.
down 1,000 today. COVID brain, you know. It's just, yeah. You still owe me from about 3 years ago. You know, you didn't pay
because
for
I got
your...
to hang out with you on your birthday, and I didn't
Yeah,
actually. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, we need better popcorn flavor.
Okay. But here's the thing that I want to talk about is that there are a lot of new lands coming, and one of the things that we like to do is we'd like to have y'all in the chat interact with us, and we have a weekly poll. So the weekly poll this week is, which land would you like to see built in the U.S.? So these are some things that we're going to take a look at real quick that they're doing overseas that we're super jealous of and would like to see those things come over. But I'd love to get your your feedback is like, what are you most excited about? What would, if you could just like snap your fingers and one of these would appear in domestic parks, would it be a frozen land? And we sort of have that in Epcot, but not really. That feels like a frozen overlay is what that feels like. Zootopia Land, which we know we're not getting in Florida. And then the Neverland, which looks amazing. The Tangled Land, and then maybe something else. So let us know in the chat which one you would most like to see, and pound or hashtag 1 through 5. So let's go in the meantime over to take a look at some of these things, because I am jealous of a lot of the stuff that we're seeing. So I want to get y'all's take on the panel here of which ones you guys are more excited about. Let's talk about something we talked about already, which was the Hong Kong Frozen Land. So we got a little bit another peek at the one in the world of Frozen and the Friendship Fountain that's happening. We got to see their new cast member costumes. And then we got an opening date for Zootopia in Shanghai, and that one is going to be open on December 20th. We already know, I think it's November 20th is when World of Frozen opens up, and then the Shanghai one is on December 20th. And then now we also heard that Fantasy Springs is not here. It's not here. It's here. Where is it? There it is. Fantasy Springs with Frozen, Neverland, and Tangled is going to be open on June 6th with standby or paid entry required. I love this little chart here because we talk about how confusing all these things are. Step 1, buy your ticket. Step 2 is you need one of these things. Either way, you're not going to get to see what you want to see. Stephanie, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Gosh. That looks awesome. I'm so happy that they're doing the Frozen Land, but I wish they were doing it in the States. Obviously, it's hard to get over to China. But yes, I think Tokyo has don't they always have the best stuff, right? It's the best of all of those. They got Tangled. Tangled, I love. It's one of the best movies. And so if they have a ride, I think it's supposed to be boats, right? Isn't it supposed to be like a boat ride that they're doing? So Kamila definitely needs to go.
Yep, that sounds accurate. By the way, let me come back to this. I think, hold on a second. Try again with the polling because I know everybody was jumping on the poll. I think we should be set again, so apologies on that one. Patrick, what are you looking at? What do you like here? What are you jealous of the most?
We only have the Tangled toilets, the Punzel potties, and that movie deserves so much more than a very well-themed bathroom. And
Yes.
occasionally, weirdly, a photo pass picture out in front of it, which is... I was excited when there was the Zootopia idea, but I'm like, how are we going to jam that into the Tree of Life? So I'd like Zootopia too, but Frozen, I'm fine with. Neverland, those two. Zootopia and Tangled. Let's get those stateside somehow.
Okay, and Allie?
The Zootopia actually looked really cool to me once we started seeing some of the pictures and the theming. It's not one that I would normally be excited about, but actually seeing some of it looked really, really cool. And then I think, anything at Disney Sea is going to be amazing. Neverland, I hope, looks great. I love that movie. Love anything Neverland. For me, Frozen's a little. I'm kind of over Frozen, but I don't have kids, so I'm sure people with kids are gonna love it. It does look cute though, like the little town they built. That all looks really cute. But just any of it, honestly, bring any of this stateside. Like it's all
Wow.
better. It all looks way
I'm
better.
over Frozen. Are you over Mickey Mouse? Are you over America? Hello? Come
Wow.
on. No, I'm
Wow.
just
Whoa,
kidding.
Neither
I'm
of
just kidding.
those
I'm
are.
just
That
joking.
is. What is?
wow.
Feisty, yeah.
No, I mean I'm just giving you a hard time. No, there has been a lot of Frozen, and I get it.
There's a
But
lot of
also when,
Frozen. There's a
but
lot.
when I look at what we have at Epcot, and then I look at what they're opening up in Hong Kong, I'm like, let's erase that and start over again,
Yes.
and maybe we bring the
No,
Maelstrom
please
back,
don't.
and then do
No more
that and do it
walls.
somewhere. No, no more walls.
True, true. No more walls.
Um, maybe we'll put that in Supreme Ultra Universe, the Disney Fifth Gate, when that finally opens. But
Right.
it's not going to happen. All right, so the poll's working. Thank you guys. It's funny to see like Tangled was the first one up that people were talking about, but it looks like it's between Tangled and Neverland. Neverland, I got to tell you that I it's not the attraction I thought it was going to be, but I was picturing something more along the lines of Flight of Passage, and flying through that way. But it's going to be an actual vehicle, so I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best, I think, Peter Pan attraction that there is. Obviously, the ones we have are special to us and they're very, classic. But I cannot. I would love to see this one. I can't imagine that I'm making a trip out to Shanghai to do it. So please, somebody bring it here so that we can do it here. One more thing, and we're going to take a quick commercial break and then come back, is I wanted to talk about dining alerts, because this news to me was so big. And I was like, how did we miss, like, just gushing over this thing? And so basically the story is Walt Disney World is reportedly launching dining availability alerts and date range searching soon. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, how many third parties are making money off of, oh, you want an alert? Yeah, we'll email you. Oh, you want it texted to you? Pay us a little bit more. And then Disney was like, you know what, we could do that. We've got an app. We can make that happen. And so the fact that Disney is just, this is great. Like, like, my only question is, why did it take so long for this to happen? The other part of it with the date range searching is, how many times have you done that? You said, okay, I'm going to be in Florida for like a week and I really want to go to see Space 220. You pull up Monday, lunch. Nope. Monday, dinner. Nope. Tuesday, lunch. Nope. I mean, and it just, you go through the whole thing and it's
Yeah.
such a pain. And I feel like, Stephanie, your head is bobbing so much it's going to shake off of your neck. So tell me how excited you are about this.
So they already sort of have, they don't have the alert system set up, but they already sort of have the date ranges when it comes to Bibbidi Bobbidi and Astromech and all these other like extra things that you can do. I'm currently planning, a trip for my friends, and I'm dealing with that right now. The problem is when Buzz Lightyear comes on and says nothing available for these dates, and you're like want to shake the thing, and you're like, really? There's not one little slot anywhere, 15 minutes or whatever available. So there's nothing that shows you the times and availability. Now, if they can do that, like they combine what they're doing with the date range searches for the Bibbidi Bobbidi, and then they combine that with what they already have going with the dining, where it does show you what's blocked out and what isn't. Maybe that would be better. I'm just not holding my breath because Disney tech is not great. That's the
How
problem.
dare you? How dare you? I'm just kidding. But again, it's exciting to think, because it can be done clearly, because these other companies are doing it. And everybody has a different one, right? Everybody has theirs that they recommend to their friends. Oh, you didn't wake up at 5:55 to get 60 days out to get that Space 220. Maybe what you should do is use my app, which is this. I love that it's going to be built into that. I think it's far past time for that to happen, because the technology has existed. Why wouldn't Disney have gone to that first? And that way they always get to book up their tables. It seems like a big win. One thing I did notice about this, Alley, is it doesn't say Disneyland, it just says Disney World. How do you feel?
Take
I
that.
don't really feel I don't feel like we need it. We don't have very many restaurants, and most people only come for a couple days. So if you're only there 2 days, it's not a big deal to search Monday lunch, Monday dinner, Tuesday, etc. Um, but I would assume they're going to test it at Disney World, and then if it's working there, they'll probably roll it out here once they get all the bugs worked out. So you people have fun with that, and then we'll take it when it's ready to go.
Wow, Patrick.
You
Oh,
peopled
wow.
us.
I say as I'm leaving for Florida today.
No, this is why Disney allows third parties to make money off of them is beyond me. Hopefully they don't try and make continued money off of us, but I want this very badly. I'm trying to get a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get a Chef Mickey's, things that I never thought I would do. To make my daughter happy, and I need those alerts. I'm not gonna rest until my daughter's able to go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah. Easy for you to say, buddy. Exactly. So thank you guys. Let's take a quick commercial break to come back. We got a lot more ParksCenter, but again, if you haven't already, please vote in there. Pound 1 through 5. Let us know what you think, because we love getting feedback from you guys and hearing your thoughts. So don't go away. We will be right back with more ParksCenter. So hang tight.
Welcome to Deep in the Plus. Each week, join host Rob Whiteside as he and a panel of Disney superfans take a different movie or TV show from the Disney Plus catalog. They'll tell you its history, details, and give their review, so you'll know if it's worth your time. Current shows, classic movies, and everything in between. Watch Deep in the Plus live Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern for new episodes, or catch Deep in the Plus anytime on YouTube on WDWNT TV.
This program is brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Inner Globe Society. Support WDWNT to get early and exclusive access to content you can't find anywhere else, including exclusive post shows for WDW News Tonight and ParksCenter, access to our prize wall, a monthly Zoom with Tom, access to our Discord community, early access to our events, and much more, starting at just $2 per month. For more information, visit patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join WIGS and unlock even more WDWNT.
Hey guys, thanks again for being with us tonight on ParksCenter. We appreciate it. Please make sure, if you have not already, to give us a thumbs up, as it helps people to find us. And also, don't forget, this week on Deep in the Plus. Last week we did the Haunted Mansion as a panel, and so check that one out. And this week we're going to be talking about, on Wednesday night, Once Upon a Studio, because I am obsessed. So let's move on to talking about merchandise. Speaking of obsessed. Patrick, I think that when we were talking about Journey of Water inspired by Moana, I think that you were talking about like having specialty merch for an event, for an attraction, things like that. And I agree. I think that that's something that should happen. But one thing I noticed going around the news this week, and this gets to me, I'm sure it gets to no one else, is when they have merch that's special for something, and then they give it to everybody. Which, again, I'm not opposed to that, but like I had to like bust my butt to get it the first time, and now it's everywhere.
Allie had to bust her butt to get it for
she
you.
did.
The first time.
That's a popcorn bucket. That's a popcorn bucket issue. We'll talk about that another time. So the Star Cruiser apparel is now at was it Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, and then they moved it to Keystone, which again, this is stuff that should have only been available on the Star Cruiser, and then now you're just basically saying, hey, this used to be exclusive, but now we just want some money. I feel like it should have been, they should have emailed out everybody who was on the Star Cruise and said, hey, thanks for being a part of this experience. We're shutting down the doors for now, maybe more to come. And if you didn't get a chance to buy any merch, or you wish you had, here's a link to buy something because you were on the thing. And then afterwards, maybe, go to the cast and say, hey, you guys were part of this thing. This should be something for you. Same thing with the,
Sure.
But same thing with the. I didn't say it was going to happen. I just said I think they should have. That the merch for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party was available during the day to just anybody. And then to take this one step further, something that we've seen, Allie, out in California is that the stuff that was made for World Showcase at Epcot finds its way out to California for no particular reason. Like, hey, here's some stuff from the UK pavilion at downtown Disney. Why? I don't know. Yeah. So, Allie, you look at this stuff every single day. I mean, how do you feel about this specialty merchandise?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, if it's a specialty stuff, like the Oogie Boogie stuff, like this, was available every single Oogie Boogie Bash day from like park open through the end of the party. So anybody could buy it. And the first Mickey Minnie Not So Scary Halloween party, like it was right when the party started was when they released all the merchandise. But yeah, now anybody can buy it. And I understand where you're coming from with the Star Cruiser, but it is Disney. The cheapest, quickest way to make money is just put it out and let people buy it. And as I saw in Slack, a bunch of our people were like, wait, grab me this, grab me that from the Star Cruiser stuff. I want to feel important. So everybody grab some stuff. And
Yep. Yeah. Let me get a Star Cruiser shirt for the thing I didn't go to. That's a funny thing, too, is like sometimes I'll go somewhere and I'll go, hey, you know, to my wife or my kids, hey, you want the shirt from this? And they're like, we didn't go. Why would we want the shirt from that? That's weird. You know, Katie was in chat, said Cast Connection is where they would take some of that stuff, which is fine. Again, I think that it makes it just seem like it seems what it is, exactly what you're saying, Allie, which is a cash grab. And when we hear about cash grab, I want to hear what Patrick has to say.
All right, so the Halloween merchandise in particular, only a few of the items actually said Mickey's Not So Scary. So I only want those sold during the party. The other stuff is whatever. It's not specifically labeled. Also, yeah, why do you want stuff for an event you weren't at? I only want things that like commemorate the times that I went. I don't want anything from the Star Cruiser. I'm glad the Star Cruiser is gone. I know that's a controversial thing because I want the characters that they have in California to be able to come here without some stupid idea of breaking canon. I want those characters. I want Ahsoka. I want Chopper. I want Sabine. Give me Rebels. Just get the merchandise out of here. Just wipe it off the face of the earth. I don't know. They're going to reopen it anyway. Everything's confusing, and they just want more money from us all the time.
Rebuttal, Stephanie?
Well, if you remember, they did open up Shop Disney as a certain area of that prior to your voyage, whenever you were signed up for the Star Cruiser. And only the people that were signed up supposedly could buy this merchandise. Well, now they're selling all of that, you know, in the park. So I kind of understand the costuming, and especially around Halloween, like they put out the tunics and the robes and things like that. But yes, I'm with you, Rob. I think they should have opened back up that store on Shop Disney for just the people who have had voyages that say Star Cruiser on the paraphernalia.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened to me so often. I get to like D23 Expo and there's stuff out there and I'll buy it, and then all of a sudden it shows up at Epcot. I'm like, cool. Again, what they did with Mickey's of Glendale after the last Expo is that they emailed people out and they said, hey, you were at Expo, you bought stuff from us, here's some stuff we're clearing out, and we were able to get it at a discounted price, but they opened it up to people who had already shopped there. So again, I feel like that's the thing. But again, I go back to that thing. Allie and I were in what shop were we in at Downtown Disney?
Oh, Wonderground. Yeah, all that Mary Poppins stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we're crazy. At Wonderground, and there's all this UK. It literally says UK Pavilion on it from Mary Poppins, and she's like, capturing it. And they have Orange Bird out there. Are you kidding me?
You don't get
Blasphemy.
Figment out there. You leave our Figment. You have to come here to get that.
Yeah.
I am. I'm going on Tuesday to get Figment.
All right, fine.
Patrick says, "Can we just have one thing that's ours?" You guys get Hera and Chopper. We have Figment.
I saw Ahsoka, and I saw Fennec, and I saw Boba today, and Mando, and 4 stormtroopers. It's fine though.
Wow. Your head must have been spinning. You're like, what era am I in? I can't even figure that out.
I'm so confused. I don't know where in the Star Wars canon that I'm in a theme park. that I'm supposed to exist in. It's the world beyond worlds, or between worlds. There you go. I solved it. We're good. Give me the characters.
I said that before
War
too.
criminal
I
chopper.
said that before too. World between worlds. I think that makes sense. Again, looking back at our poll, if you guys are still out there and haven't taken the poll yet, pound 1 through 5 to let us know which world or which land you would love to see come to the U.S. parks, and we'll put it in a sealed envelope. We'll send it directly to Bob Iger's trash can. That's exactly where it'll go to, and it'll be fine. Let's move on. There's a little bit that I like to call it came from the parks, and again, I know, right? Strange tales from the parks. And the reason that I call it this is because everything that we talk about on WDWNT.com that is weird seems like it's way too much for us to. We could have a whole show. So instead, I let everybody pick one topic from this week of madness that happened, and I'm very interested. By the way, there was a follow-up story on the bear. Took the bear story off the table. So you guys only have 3 to choose from here. So let's go. Let's go through them. Buckle up. It's going to be fun. Everybody likes this.
I don't like this.
Most people like this is what I meant to say. Most people like this. Walt Disney World. I love the titles too. Walt Disney World guests leave Avatar banshees, wallets, and bundles of cash in their strollers become victims in large string of thefts at Epcot. Well, of course. What would you expect? That is not that's not the correct way.
Not that.
Throw down by the riverside. Drunk guest throws resort furniture at police and wakes up guest after claiming Disney cast members battered her. Could that headline be any longer? And then this one, oh boy, this is the one right here. Guest jumps from. Is that Patrick or is that like? Guest jumps from Italy Pavilion Bridge into World Showcase Lagoon for a bet at Epcot. Allie, you know what? You pick first. Which is the story? And again, you guys can pick the same story. I just want to hear what you guys want to talk about. So, Allie, what's the one you want to talk about here?
Oh, gee, they're all crazy. Let's go with the strollers, because I noticed that today. People just leave everything in their strollers, and it is just wild to me. Nobody's monitoring any of this. I'm not sure why you would leave wads of cash. And then, I mean, obviously stealing is wrong, but you're not really setting yourself up for success by leaving all of this stuff in your stroller. You're saying, look, we spent all this money, come see what else we have. So I don't know. There's got to be a happy medium, but bring a backpack, bring your stuff with you on the ride. Don't leave the lightsabers and all of that stuff. People just leave it on their strollers. It's crazy.
Here's what I take away from this is Allie is stalking your strollers. She's casing you when she's in the parks. So, because she's paying attention clearly as to who's got the good stuff and who doesn't. So she's putting together an Ocean's 13 crew, and they're coming for your stuff.
If
So
Allie's
make sure.
stealing stuff, it's mostly going to you.
Yeah.
Look. Why? Why? It's fine. Stephanie, when you go to it's okay. Stephanie, when you go to the parks, I believe you probably take more strollers than anybody else. So how do you feel? I'm guessing that's the story you're going for.
Yeah, so we definitely leave our stuff in the strollers, like Allie's telling us not to, but I think it's because you're inside the Disney bubble and you feel like this is safe. And yes, there's a degree of uncertainty whenever your stroller gets moved by the cast member and you're like, where is it? Where's my stuff? But I will say that I always take a crossbody or a fanny pack or something like that with all of my ID and money and cash with me onto the ride so that it's not ever away from my person. And so if they're stealing anything from us, it's going to be diapers and a diaper bag. But yes, the souvenir thing does. I mean, those banshees are not cheap, and certainly the lightsabers aren't. So I would think that, if you can send it to the front of the park like they used to let you do, that's what needs to come back to be able to pick it up at guest services before you leave.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. Patrick.
I was going to say what Stephanie just said is bring back the delivery to my room. I don't want to carry that stuff around anyway. Let me send it back to my room. I will go and get it. Let's bring that back. I lived in Philadelphia for 4 years when I went to college. You know, LaSalle Explorers, let's go. The first thing they told me is that cash can never be replaced. If you lose cash, it's gone. Do not walk around with a wad of $400 cash. That's just asking for trouble. All right. The second thing is I want to talk about the jabroni that jumped into the lake. Some people are saying it was a $6,000 bet. Some people are saying it's a $60,000 bet. If it's $60,000 and you have friends who are going to do that for you, that's fine. But, like, if it's $6,000, how much did you pay to get in? How much are you going to have to pay in legal fees? And what risk did you just take for $6,000? Like, do you know what's in that water? I'm sure you've seen the stitches to that TikTok. That water is not safe for a tremendous number of reasons. There's residue from fireworks. There's vomit, urine, probably fecal matter. There are wild animals. Oh, yeah, you remember brain-eating amoebas? Those are there, too. $60,000? All right, man, maybe. But do you really have friends? Like, if you're rolling with wealthy friends and they're doing that on a bet for $60,000, that person should just give you $60,000 if they have $60,000 to wait. Like, what kind of friend is that? Also, I really wish we would stop running these stories because we just give more dumb jabronis more ideas of stupid things to do.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your candor, sir. Let's move on to the Paradise Pixar Place Hotel. So this hotel has been, and Allie, I'm sure that you are probably tired of walking across the street taking pictures of this thing. But the good news is that there may be relief on the way because there is a breaking news. Opening date has been announced for the Pixar Place Hotel. I had a look at the rooms and the menu for the restaurant and more. So there's a lot of this that's already done, but this is adorable. I love Jack Jack. This is freaking adorable. I love this outside. Store E, come on, gold. That's gold.
Yeah.
And then what these rooms look like inside. If they actually look like this and this isn't 100% stickers, I'm pretty excited about that. But then they also have the menu for the Great Maple restaurant that is coming there, which is a shame because I like the restaurant that was there, the character meal that was there. I thought it was pretty fun at the last time. I stay at this one the most of any of them because it's the cheapest, but also maybe it will stop being so cheap if they think they've got something good on their hands. But it finally is looking more to me, Allie, like a Disneyland worthy hotel, a Disney hotel, as opposed to a hotel that Disney bought. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's getting better. Parts of it are cute. I wasn't there today. More and more of the walls are down. The lobby looks pretty much done, so they have some cute decor in there. That staircase actually looks really nice, I think, the Soul staircase. But like today, they had the hallway open to the ballrooms, and that's still themed to the old hotel. So that was a little bit weird. Like the old carpeting and even some of the signs are in there. So there's still a little bit of an identity crisis happening with that. And then I walked up to the second store. You could see the mural for the Monsters University with them jogging on the treadmill. That was really cute. But there is no other theming upstairs other than just the couple cute signs. It's just a bunch of walls. Like I walked down to the laundromat. It was just plain white walls. So hopefully they just keep adding to it, the nice little touches. But it still feels like a hotel that they bought that we're kind of just trying to fix as best we can. It's better than what was there, but I still don't think it's going to be like as charming as the Disneyland hotel.
Gotcha. Patrick.
I'm excited because, more DVC inventory. Maybe I can get to California without having to worry about, booking a hotel, this, that, and the other. I want to stay as close to on property as I can. Real quick, Store E is the worst thing ever. WALL-E is a movie that is about anti-consumerism. To have a store named after that movie is the most absurd, missing the point of your own property that I've ever heard.
God, you know what? You just don't get our generation, Patrick. You just don't understand.
I'm with Patrick on that one. I didn't love it.
It's fine. Shh, it's fine. I honestly, I don't disagree with you. We haven't started talking about DVC stuff yet. This is the regular one, but honestly, this one looks so much better than it did before. How do we feel, Stephanie? How do we feel? Just let me ask you this question: how do you feel about like Disney makeovers where they go like linoleum, vinyl, wood floor versus the carpeted floors?
Okay, so I think Shannon said it best. Whenever you say you're living or staying underneath somebody that's in one of those rooms, you're going to hear everything, and she's absolutely right.
Okay, because that's the first thing I look at with this is that there's carpet there currently, but this looks like I can't imagine it's real wood. I assume it's faux wood, linoleum-ish type of a situation.
Well, they do have a little bit of carpet around the beds though, which is nice.
So that's true. That's
so cold.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so let's move on to some DVC news because there again, I wrapped up a bunch of this all in one, but one of them, while we're actually still talking about California, there is a menu, really the food guide to the new Palm Breeze bar opening next month at DVC Villas. I assume, Allie, you will be there eating all of this.
I will not, because that opens on Thursday, and I will be in Disney World on Thursday.
You just can't win for losing. That's fine.
The menu looks good though. Like the food looks good.
Yeah. Allie did say she didn't want to talk about any of this because she is not DVC. The other three of us are. Just saying. Just saying, Allie. Just saying. Miss Disneyland. Just putting that out there. Moonlight Magic events have been announced, which that's great. But again, I feel like I've waited in queues for those before and been burned a lot. They're also still working on the DVC tower, and again, Allie, this looks very Polynesian. So yeah.
Don't even get me started.
I know.
Not get me started.
I know that's your favorite, but really, what I wanted to talk about was Patrick. There's this Hoop-Dee-Doo review. And this looks like it's just DVC, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a holiday. It's a holiday event. It's a holiday event for Hoop-Dee-Doo review. And Patrick, will you get a holiday bowl with this one?
So my wife tagged me in that on Facebook. I'm like, I work here. I know what our news stories are. I'm like, why are you tagging me? She says, oh, it's a DVC exclusive Hoop-Dee-Doo. I'm like, yeah. During the holidays, are we going? Are we going to get to take a trip in December? No. This is an awesome idea. As long as it doesn't take away from other guests. This is a great idea. I wish I was there and could do it.
Well, and it looks like that there are 2 dates, which is November 28th, and which is right after Thanksgiving, and then December 12th, and it's a 4 o'clock and a 6:15. But it does seem, I agree with you. It's a nice treat for somebody who is DVC, but it also seems like kind of like the Enchantment thing after hours. It's like it's I don't know. It feels too exclusive. Like maybe it should be available to other people, but they should have a DVC version, or am I wrong? Maybe they're just testing it on us. Yeah, Stephanie, what do you think?
I think they're testing it. I think that they're going to see what the kind of like inquire about the availability and like the interest in it. And yeah, I think that they need to do more of these things. Absolutely, Rob. Like the meet and greet that they're doing at the Atlantic Dance Hall. I wish I could go to that, for Halloween. I think that's great. So if they can do more of these DVC events, I think that's wonderful.
Okay. Oh, no, we're not talking about Munchlings, buddy. No Munchlings. This is Patrick show and tell. Go ahead and show your Munchling. Go ahead. Yay! Yay! All right! Yay! Great. Okay. So one one thing that happened today that I thought was pretty fun is, Allie, you were at the happiest place on earth, right? Was that you?
I was. Yes, that was me.
Yeah,
it wasn't Patrick. I know that.
No, this we know. This we know. But you took this picture and you sent it, and I was like, we're definitely showing that tonight because Halloween, I don't know if you guys know, is 3 days away, but we have Halloween and Christmas in one shot here. This is beautiful. I love this. This is great. So the holidays are holidays. This is actually like the holidays are sneaking up on Halloween is basically what this looks like here. So we've been talking a lot about Christmas. We'll be continuing to talk a lot about Christmas stuff, but they've already started putting up the stuff at Hollywood Studios. And other places too, obviously at Disneyland. But Stephanie, let me throw this to you. Wasn't there a day or like a world we used to live in where on like midnight on just as we turn midnight on November 1st, things would disappear that were Halloween and appear that were Christmas, and then the next day magically everything's Christmas?
Yes, I think I did that in 2018. Did the last not so scary Halloween party, and then it turned over the next day, so to Christmas. So they totally skip over Thanksgiving. That's just see you later. But I think it's great. I think that the Hollywood Studios makes sense because they're having the Jollywood Nights. They're trying to get ready for that, and the tinsel, it kind of goes along with Tinseltown kind of theming anyway. The castle at Disneyland Sleeping Beauty, come on. I mean, they couldn't wait just another week or a couple of days. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Allie, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I know they do this every year, but the castle looks done to me other than the wreaths. So I think it took them about 10 days. So I don't see why we couldn't wait till Halloween. And then it takes 10 days to make the castle for November 10th when the holidays start. But you can also see the Christmas tree on your tram ride back to the parking structure. So that was interesting today. I mean, I know they're under a timeline. It's weird to me. Like, I feel like I did Halloween in August and then that's been done. And there's people at Disneyland in costumes for Oogie Boogie. But we're like buying Christmas merch. I don't know. It's weird vibes right now. One of them needs to be done, obviously Halloween, but it's weird.
One of the things that I looked at when I was looking around is, Patrick, I think this is the year you and I start exchanging gifts, right? There's this $1,300 Disney Swarovski advent calendar at Walt Disney World that I want to go ahead and say, if you would get me this, that would be great. Do you mind? You mind hooking me up for that one? Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm on that. Yeah, no. Man, Rob, you said it so well off the hop. Like, this used to be November 1st, November 2nd, and magically it was the holidays. This has taken so much of the show and so much of the magic out of it. It stinks.
Okay. Well, that's a thing. One of the other things, though, that I wanted to share is one of my favorite things is the Merry Menagerie is coming back, but they've already again. I mean, this article is from the 24th, so I mean it's been up a while as they've started putting things up around the Island Mercantile for the Merry Menagerie. I do love this, and if you've never seen it before with the puppets, it's fantastic. It is a very magical moment. But again, the fact that we had to start putting it up, not even the very end of October, is kind of crazy to me. But let's move on to our final topic of the night. And Allie, we're going straight to you on this one because you actually just got off this attraction. Again, Disneyland gets all the good stuff. When they do an overlay at Magic Kingdom for Space Mountain for Halloween, their overlay is turn out all the lights. That's their overlay. At Disneyland, they've had the Hyperspace Mountain, which I love, and I never got to see Ghost Galaxy, but I heard good things. Now there's actually projections that are happening inside there just because they had it shut down. They've opened it up. We saw some projection mapping on top of the building, which looks weird, and we can talk about that. But tell us about your experience inside Disneyland's Space Mountain.
Yeah, so nobody told us they were adding this. They still didn't fix that first tunnel where there's usually blue lights, and the blue lights were kind of broken, and then they finally just shut the lights down for the last few months before they closed the ride, so they didn't fix that, so that was a little weird to me. But once you go up that first tunnel and then you get into the actual Space Mountain, then as you come up, there are 3 projections like that of just colorful galaxies. So it looks like it's where they usually would put the projections for either Hyperspace or Ghost Galaxy. It's just the 3. You can kind of see them right at the top when you go around and down, and then like that first little section, and then you don't really see them again. It's a nice touch. It's not really something that I'm super excited about, but like it's not a negative. I don't know. It just is. I just wanted them to fix the tunnel, but Rob's muted.
Your
Sorry.
turn.
Yeah, fine. So Patrick, this one's back to you. Disneyland, is this exciting that they get to have cool stuff on their Space Mountain?
This is right in Walt's vision, right? This is a plus. This is a little thing that they can do to plus an attraction. I think it's great. We do complain about projections versus physical sets, but you're not going to get any more physical sets than you have in Space Mountain. And these little projections, they're a nice little add-on. I think it's great.
Yeah, and Stephanie, one of the things again to talk about is not only is there a projection inside, but they're doing this to the outside of it, which it gives a weird vibe for me because I kind of like that ours is like the stark white at Disney World. But thoughts?
Maybe they're jealous of Tron.
That's what it is. I knew it. I knew there was some reason that they were doing that. But yeah, I mean, have you seen, Allie, I don't think you've seen it at night yet, right? Like this.
No, I was going to stay today, but then I came home.
But then you had something more pressing.
Right.
No, that shows off the air.
No, this is no.
Oh, no.
R.I.P. Go ahead, Allie.
Yeah, I do kind of want to see it in person. I think it looks cool. I mean, it's an add-on. If they decide they don't like it, they can just stop doing it. But I mean, at least they installed all of that, so maybe they can do some more stuff with it now. Kind of theme it to different things, or be a little more creative with it, or for the after dark events. I mean, you could make it Star Wars-y during Star Wars month. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Okay, so that's all our topics for tonight. One last look at the poll that we had. Which land do you want to come? It looks like something else might have pulled ahead there. So not that, not these. We want something else. Wakanda, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, right.
Wakanda,
there's a lot of cool stuff that we've seen either that they've made plans for or that they're making in these other countries that would be really great to see. But honestly, the Tangle with the Snuggly Duckling restaurant and the boat ride looks like it would be pretty cool to me. The Neverland thing again, I mean, I feel like Peter Pan's an IP that they couldn't do they can never do enough for, because I think that's definitely a classic that kind of skirts generations and other things. So thank you guys for being with us, especially big thanks to our WIGS members. We love our WIGS, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Y'all are awesome. If you want to learn how to become part of the WDWNT family, join us on what is happening.
Patreon.com/WDWNT, Rob. That's what you say.
That is what I would say, but what are we doing? What is happening?
Nothing.
Okay.
We're good. All good.
I'm sorry. Our time is up. All right. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We do have a quick post show after this for our WIGS members, so please make sure to stay tuned for that. Also, again, join us for Once Upon a Studio on Deep in the Plus Wednesday night, Thursday night. Is Thursday night? News Tonight is on or off? I can't remember. I know that they're taking a little bit of a hiatus. We are actually going to not be on next week, actually. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
For my birthday.
With the poll in the way, so that we can get one last look at the poll here. Come on. There it is. All right, let's take that off. So 11/5, no show for Patrick's birthday, sorry. And then we're going to have regular shows on the 12th and 19th, and then the marathon. If you don't know about the marathon, we're going to be doing a show during the marathon to raise money with the rest of WDWNT. And then 2 more shows, and then the very last show of the year will be on 12/17, but it is also our 250th. Our 250th ParksCenter. So we hope that you guys will join us for all the park centers on Sunday nights. But we always try to tell you when we're not going to be on. We are not going to be on next week, but then straight through to the end of the year with our 250th episode. So again, we appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being with us on your Sunday night, and have a great week, and we will see you guys next time. Yeah, he has a munchling problem. We get it.
Oh, no.